straight into education. Eugene, you have anyone with you? Okay, yes. Let's start from the front.
Yes.
Hello. So my name is Tijani Mahmood. I work with Muslim Family Counseling Services. On education, I think I want to make a comment on the free SHS. I know it's a political promise that this government came and they wanted to do it because they promised what they are doing. But what I want us to see is the bigger picture is that we need to be looking outside the box. Yes, maybe when we were in opposition or when the government is in opposition, we thought that we had enough resources to be able to ensure that each and every young person who is of school-going age, we can fund and make sure that that person goes to school for free. Reality check has revealed that there is really a lot that should be done. And maybe our resources is not enough to be able to take care of all the educational needs. We just need to sit down and then assess the current system and not be boxed into our political promise and think that if we do that, it means that we are failing on what we promised the country.
So practically, what would you want the political parties to commit to?
What I want them to commit is to do a real review. We shouldn't see a review as maybe a cancellation attempt, but then a review to show that, to see that if there are calls about people can afford, certain people can afford, and even I can remember the former finance minister, when he was speaking as an individual.
You mean the immediate past?
The immediate past.
Right, okay,
there was a forum that he said that for him, he thinks that, for instance, he himself is not right for his child to be enjoying free SHS, which means people can afford. And I remember my brother here talking about data. We have data in this country where we can track people who can afford, as the experts are saying. I don't understand why we collect data on people and we don't use that data to inform our
so you are asking for
principle.
A review.
A review, and where we think that the government resources is not able to afford for everyone, then we should move towards targeting and ensuring that those who can afford.
Kofi has a take on targeting.
We'll
hear his thoughts and see what the political parties also have to say about that. Yes? All right. Please introduce yourself.
Please, my name is Kwadwo Owusu. My concern is inadequate teachers at the rural areas. My concern is there should be an intentional plan of all the political parties to move teachers to the rural areas by giving them special incentives. For instance, 40% salary increment to those in the rural areas.
Are you a teacher in the rural community?
In fact, I'm a teacher.
So you want you want a 40%?
You see.
Please, if you support him, just give him a round of applause. Let's see if the 40% will work. Not entirely everyone agrees with you.
Yes. There should be an intentional plan.
Yeah, 40%.
And, yes, 40% to teachers, and they will intentionally move to the rural areas.
I see.
That's my point. My second point is on the assessment of students. You see, WAEC in the senior high school, they pay 26 cedis per paper. And going to pay 20 cedis per paper, then it is easier for a student can even influence the invigilator. 20 cedis per paper, it's easier for a student can easily influence the invigilator. So I think they should pay the teachers very well.
Is this official?
Oh yes, and I'm sure they are aware.
Okay.
You see,
40 cedis?
No, 20 cedis.
20.
Yes, per paper.
Okay.
And that's very bad. On the same issue, for instance, if a teacher is at Bushia Senior High School, the teacher should not be allowed to invigilate their own students, but should be allowed to invigilate students at, let's say, a Tachiman Senior High School, so that it will help to reduce this examination malpractices.
Okay. I see. Two critical issues you're raising there. Kofi, you want to give a quick thoughts on these concerns? Because I recall you did some work on the integrity of the examination process and then the targeting of free senior high school.
I think we touched on the issue of examination fraud.
Yes.
And how detaching teachers from supervising their own students will help, bring a layer of true invigilation,
right.
Both at BEC and at WASI level. We also touch on the fact that when the State General Administration invest in examination supervision such that technology is brought in to support the human element involvement so that we can monitor the examination room to prevent examination fraud.
He's talking of 20 cities?
Yeah, I'm aware that's how much invigilators are paid. And even for that, sometimes they are paid 9 months or 10 months after. The fact is that while that amount is very low, we don't believe that the right way to go is to pay teachers to invigilate their own students.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be costly to, let's say, to engage media people, media persons, or police personnel, or any other personnel to invigilate students because they will negotiate.
Right.
For teachers, they can't negotiate. Anything wise, give them, they take it.
They take that.
So we must depart from that narrative. On the target of the free senior high school, that has been the commonest issue going around the whole country. That as a country, we have data to determine who cannot pay, which is the Ghana Household Registry System, based on which we pay LEAP every bi-monthly.
So we use that data.
So we can use that to determine who cannot pay.
Yeah.
And we have data to determine who can pay. As I mentioned, if you put in DVLA, if you put in your Senate income tax, private health insurance, we have about 5 or 6 or 7 data sets that can easily determine, including land registry, that can determine that by virtue of you owning a car or a land or paying X amount of money as Senate or income tax, you should be able to afford 2,400 cedis a whole year in senior high school.